ladies, and welcome to the weekly teaching from Unfolding Ministries. I'm Heather.
And I'm Debbie. And this week we're talking hospitality. The reason we are sitting in front of my front door today for the videotaping. The blog post is called Welcome In. And I have a question for you, Heather. What does hospitality look like in the McVeigh family? Does the door swing back and forth all the time? Or does it make you nervous and stressed to clean and get ready? How does it look for your family?
Yes, and yes. Yes, the door is constantly open and closing because we're super busy with our kids' schedules. And then when we do plan for people to come over, I do get super stressed because my house is not in order because I've not been home to keep it in order. However, that has also been a spiritual growth with me because I've been so concerned with the Martha aspect of it, having things in order and not welcoming him in, that God's beginning to change that. So you're free to welcome. I mean, you're welcome to come over. It may not be the best, but that's where God is moving me.
Right, and we both are Marthas, so we have to work on that. And if you ask my children, when they were growing up, it was an all-out workathon.
Yes.
Every time we had someone over.
Been there too. Yeah.
And I stressed about the little things, the big things, and the in-between things. But God is speaking to Jeff and I, and He is moving us. Well, Jeff's never been the perfection person. It's been me. But He's moving me from perfection to connection, and realizing that it's more about connecting with people and sharing our heart, and showing a Christ-like family to others. So, in fact, I've been reading books on hospitality, and if you look at our post, you can see the authors and you can see the titles of the books. There's so much more on the post, but they just encourage us to use our home as a gift from God to bless the kingdom, and to further the kingdom work. And so that's what we're trying to do. And if you've listened to our podcast, you'll know that my 2019 verse is, because we loved you so much, we were delighted to share with you not only the gospel of God, but our lives as well. 1 Thessalonians 2:8.
And you know, Debbie, when you were talking about hospitality and having time, you know, our pastor has been preaching on this for several years. Not just recently. He has been trying to instruct us to get off of our back porches and being hid inside of our backyards with our fences, to going out to the front porch and to do life out with others, and not be so secluded to me and my four and no more. Right. And so this has been, and I think it's intentional, God's starting to shape our hearts, because now He's wanting us to do something with it.
Right. And it's sad that some people would even think that was unproductive time to sit on your front porch with others, but that's not how God looks at it. And we want you to look at the blog post so you can see the different scriptures, because we talk about showing hospitality to strangers. You know, that's anyone outside our circle of friends and family. To do it without grumbling. And my kids would have loved to have had this scripture verse when they were teenagers. To make it sacrificial, and to also include the saints, God's servants, in that. So it includes everyone.
Yes.
Everyone, yes.
And a couple of weeks ago, I was at Lifeway, and I walk in and I see several tables set up in the front. And I looked, and it was all of these hospitality books. So I snapped a picture and I sent it to Debbie, and I was like, God's just not stirring y'all for hospitality. There is a movement within the biblical community pushing, as you said, for connection, not perfection.
Right. Absolutely. And as I was talking to Stephanie this morning, it's kind of funny because my grandparents, they enjoyed their front porches. They would think it was odd that we were having to be taught to be hospitable and to get off the back porch. Absolutely. So we want to break down, and we want to give you different ideas for what hospitality might look in your life and for your family, because it's going to look different for everyone.
Absolutely.
So the first one is to invite new acquaintances. So we want you to be aware of your surroundings, whether if you're at work or church or at a ball game, school, wherever you are. pay attention to those around you, because you're going to have opportunities to invite people who you have just met, who you don't know, maybe you've not seen in a long time, a new member at church.
Yeah, outside of your circle.
Yes, to invite them to your home. And it's not about the meal, it's about the relationship. So you might even brown bag it. You might tell them to go and pick up something from their favorite fast food place, and you pick up something and you tell them, I've got drinks and I've got some ice cream in the freezer, or we'll stick some brownies in and come on over. Whatever it is, you may keep some things on hand that you can fix spaghetti just really quick. It's the connection of the people. And let me encourage you, if you are a married couple, please do not just invite married couples. There are singles, there are those widowed, there are those in so many different seasons of life that will gain from you and that you will glean from as well.
Yes.
Different
and your
ages.
children will glean from you.
Absolutely. So do not limit yourself. Just look around and see what God has in store.
The next one is to meet someone outside of your home. So here is your free card.
Yeah.
If you are
It's
stressed or worried about your home being clean, or you've not had time to go to the grocery, I've been there, and you still have a heart for that, make a connection with somebody and meet them at the coffee shop. Meet them at a restaurant. Go out to eat as families with other people at other restaurants for dinner. Make that connection. One of the best parts that I love is that you just say, hey, let's just get together. You want to go bowling? Do you want to go out to eat? What do y'all want to do? And it becomes a carefree way to connect with others.
Right. And another way is to prepare a meal or dessert to take to someone in need. Again, open your eyes and your heart. There are people who have had surgeries, who have been sick, maybe a death in the family, maybe just moved here. Maybe one of the spouses is going to be gone for an extended time, and that mom with those kids just needs a blessing. And you may not fix all of the food. You may have to pick up some of it, and that's
Call
fine
a friend
too.
and say, hey, help me out.
And that's true. You can do it together. But I encourage you to let something come out of your oven or your kitchen, maybe if it's just brownies or cookies, but because it's a sacrifice. Hospitality is a sacrifice. Time, money, energy, but be a blessing to someone else.
The next one is host an outdoor gathering. And a few years ago, our life group at church, one Sunday after church, we all decided to go meet at the park. We brown bagged it. And then after we all ate at the picnic shelter, we played kickball. It was the best time. Host an outdoor gathering. It doesn't have to be even in your backyard. John and I camp with our family in the fall, in the summer, and one weekend we were camping, we invited several couples from our life group to come down to make s'mores.
But invite people that's not in your life.
Yes, and
people
that's
that
I'm learning. I'm learning. Gotta get outside your circle.
Get outside the circle.
Gotta get outside. But that time I didn't. But it was a really good idea to use with people outside of my circle.
Right. And the last one is be the house where the kids gather. Always, our kids brought their friends to our home, and we always kept snacks and kept things for them to eat and welcome them. Because listen, as Christian parents, we want to know where our kids are, who they're with, and what they're doing. So let them come to your house. Listen, we had a magic bullet that made a lot of milkshakes over the years, and they just enjoyed, after certain parties or school gatherings, they would come back to our house.
And you don't have to have a bonus room. You don't have to have a basement. You don't have to have a certain square footage. You just have to have a door that's open for your kids.
And those kids need to see a Christ-filled home. And so you be that home for them. Now, I hope you're understanding. I hope you're grasping what we're saying here. This is face-to-face relationships. Technology will not suffice in developing friendships and allowing our faith to shine through. We have got to start being with people. We'll never share the gospel with our hearts and with our doors closed. So listen to this last scripture, Mark 12:30 and 31. Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind and with all your strength. The second is this: love your neighbor as yourself. So read the post, learn a little bit more, and start your hospitality today.